What else do we have? Yes. Okay. Gunpowder, I don't know exactly where it came from, but I want to say that everyone had the ability to produce it. Okay? So it's originally developed in China. Guys, guns are originally developed in China, gunpowder, rockets, things like that. It's originally developed in China. One of the points that this guy makes right here, in the book that I just threw on the floor, one of the points in Guns, Germs, and Steel that Jared Diamond makes is that while the Chinese were able to develop guns and gunpowder first, at the time when they discover it, China is already occupied by basically one large mega state. And so the Chinese emperor is already in command of most all of the people in what is today China. It is a massive, massive nation. There is no existential threat on the Chinese borders. And so while they develop gunpowder and a number of other things, there's no need to fully explore and exploit that particular development. So when gunpowder is introduced into Europe, you've got all of these nations right next door to each other that are fighting these knockdown, drag-out fights where if you lose a war, your nation is going to cease to exist. And as a result, of course, you're going to develop every single weapon system you can. Any kind of military advantage that you can get over your neighbors, you are going to invest heavily in those developments. And so whether it is new kinds of armor, lighter kinds of steel, this newfangled gun, whether it's the arquebus or the handheld cannon or eventually the muskets, they're all going to be developed as much as you possibly can because you have to. It's a reason for exploration. It's a reason that the Europeans fully, completely colonized Europe and not the other, fully and completely colonize America and not the other way around. It's also a reason why China does not colonize, does not fully develop the weapon systems that they had. I mean, if you were in the Warring States period of Chinese history when gunpowder is developed, then yeah, you're going to have some pretty big military developments. If gunpowder had been developed in 500 AD, then the Chinese would have invented submachine guns in 800, but no. Okay. So gunpowder is a commodity, but not necessarily one that everyone is fighting to be able to produce. Okay. What are the other commodities that drive colonization? You guys have missed the biggest ones. No, because you're not in this class anymore. What do you think? Okay, so gold and silver, I don't think that they're commodities. Gold and silver are kind of in a class of their own because people are not trying to grow gold and silver for the purpose of exporting it to other states. What?
Cotton.
Okay, cotton is profoundly important, but not yet. Why? No, you can't. Why is cotton not important yet? Because they can't clean it yet. Until the cotton gin, cotton is ridiculously expensive. And no one's going to be able to produce cotton until you've got a way of efficiently removing the seeds from it. Okay? So what is the big money maker, the reason that every single Caribbean colony is established? What is it, Austin?
Tobacco.
No.
Slaves.
No. I know it's killing you, but
Weed.
you've been in this class already. Now,
It's not our fault.
guys, the reason that the slaves are brought to the Americas is because of this commodity. The reason that the entire Caribbean is colonized is because of this commodity. No, you may not.
Tea.
And you may not either. Guys,
I think I got
it's
one.
sugar.
Oh yeah, I didn't guess
That
that.
was not my yep, I was
I was
gonna say.
gonna say
Corn, whatever.
we eat bread. We eat bread.
Guys,
They go light up.
so just so that you understand, guys, just so you understand the importance of this and how thoroughly saturated sugar is in everything in existence, I want you to go back and think about every single pirate movie that you've ever seen. You know, you're not seeing people, you know, you're not seeing the discussion about, you know, pirates trying to raid other ships and taking their sugar. But consider the beverage of choice of pirates. I mean, this is the reason why in all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, that Jack Sparrow is always walking around and he's always like staggering everywhere. So if you take sugar, so you take sugar cane and you cut it down and you grind it up in the rollers and you boil it and you extract the crystallized sugar from sugar cane. What you're left over with, the leftover slag, is molasses. If you let the molasses ferment, what liquor is produced from it? Rum.
Why'd you say
Yes.
I don't know.
So guys,
Boston Lager.
What?
Captain Crunch.
What did you say?
Don't tell her.